So, Ray, where did you start, and what's your journey been?
I started playing a guitar
Yeah.
when I was about 6.
Didn't you play it upside down or back to front or something?
I put it across.
With your thumb?
Yeah, I put it across my knee because the guitar was taller than me, and it was too heavy to hold, and the strap wouldn't fit, and I couldn't get my fingers around it. So I put it across my knee and played it with my thumb. Then somebody was shouting various songs out, and I was just playing them by ear, really. So that went on for, I suppose, till I was about 12 or 13, and ended up playing with my brother most of the working men clubs, social clubs in the West Midlands every weekend. When it was more variety than anything else, there's magicians and comedians, and we was a novelty act because of my age, really, and the way I was playing a guitar. And then we played at a place called Flowers Brewery in Stratford, and there was just a brilliant drummer. I just grew into watching drummers more and more for no apparent reason, rather than I used to like the way the cymbals moved. And then I went home. I was using my mum's knitting needles on the floor. I suppose most drummers have done that, and cushions off the settee, and knives and forks for cymbals, then pots and pans. And then the neighbour liked it because they used to put the window through with a brick so they could hear it better. Yeah, and I started playing along to different albums and singles. There's Jess Harris and Tony Me and Diamonds.
Yeah.
I used to play along to that. And then I went on a life-changing gig, and I saw Led Zeppelin. I saw John Bonham, who was my favourite drummer. I'd also seen Buddy Rich, and people were walking out the town hall throwing sticks in dustbins.
Yeah.
And then I saw, but John Bonham, just that huge sound, and somebody being that inventive on a relatively small drum kit, big in size but small in the amount of drums. And then so I got my first drum kit, locked myself in the spare room for a month, and then put Radio 1 on all the time when it was sort of half decent music, and drummed to every track on there to see if I could do it. Then applied for my first band. Luckily they said, you know, all right now. So that was sort of relatively easy, I thought. But I mean, I've since been bands. We was actually in a tribute band called Tons of Free with Mick Stubbs, great guitarist, Mick the Abo on bass, and Paul Bridgewater on vocals. And we had a couple of rehearsals, and it just wasn't quite right. And I thought this is too good to be true. I thought it was going to be easy, but we got home and we were just rushing everything. And you've really got to play that stuff at the right tempo. It just doesn't work.
Isn't it?
Yeah. So we gradually got our heads around it, and it just clicked, but by slowing everything down. I'm in other bands. I was in a band called Brooklyn. I was in a band called Bandana. There was the Handsome Beasts. Buck Shee used to do the railway quite a lot. Done a lot of support tours over the years. Motorhead at the old Marquee, Wardour Street. I remember getting a £5. That was for the whole band. They got 250 quid, and they said it's just a privilege to play here. You should be paying us to play here. Budgie, as Melvin's mentioned, done the Newcastle City Hall with that. So it's been good, but I've watched Melvin from afar. And,
it's the safest
which
place.
is the best place.
It is actually, yeah. Unless you've got a stunt duck with it to control him. Yeah, Maz Matrenko's, I've done a fair bit of stuff over the years with him. Another guitarist I really admire, same as Mick Stubbs. Gary Morris, I'm still doing a bit with the Rod Stewart and the Faces tribute.
Yeah.
That's going well, some nice venues there. But I just love the drumming. I like different styles, and I like the approach this band's, the direction this band's seems to be going into.
So your
It's a nice
songwriting,
film.
there's some original stuff coming out from you guys, which we're going to be hearing later on
Absolutely,
today.
yeah.
And I'm interested to hear the direction that it's going to take, because we've got 3 very creative souls here, and lots of experience and influences. So it'll be very interesting to hear what they come up with today. So Ray, you've been around. That's what we've established, I think.
I have been around. I've been there back, and I'm going there again. 'Cause it was quite nice the first time, but I don't remember it.
I have to mention that Ray's used to play with my late dad's band, which was a blues band, and that's where I started as a singer. And Ray was the first drummer that I ever played with. So he had a massive influence on me and the kind of music that I did, and was a very bad influence all round. So it's a wonder that I still know him to this day, but you know, you have to bear these things sometimes.
It's a bit harsh.
So we're going to move on to some music, some more of your choices. The next song up, Melvin, is Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, Rambling Pony.
It's the B-side to the first single, Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, and they're the quintessential band for me, Fleetwood Mac. And of course, Peter Green, Danny Cohen, Jeremy Spencer have all been hugely influential to me, you know, and still are, you know. They're just, the great thing about Fleetwood Mac is no matter what age, period of the band you go to, and some areas are more successful than others, but it's always quality music. And there's always personalities in the band. In fact, I've always quite fancied getting something together like that myself.
Yeah.
Because it's great for the audience, almost a review show, you know. But just quality music, good melodies, good tunes. And Danny Cohen and Peter Green, around the then Play On period, you know, sort of 69, are like the two top violinists in the world for me, you know. And Danny Cohen's the guy who made me want to play guitar in the first place. And so Peter, Danny and Jeremy, and there's going to be a cut from each one, but I've chosen Rambling Pony from Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, featuring Peter Green.
Excellent. Well, let's have a listen to that. Here we go.
Gonna shine so bright down upon our love. Heaven knows what I must have been thinking about. I just don't know, but I put it right tonight. Well, tonight, everything gonna be alright. Oh, now, I'm gonna get it right. Mighty mad, mighty mad, mighty mad. Whip the fan, Brother Ray.
Love it. Tell me about that song. Where did that come from? How did you write it? What was it about?
Well, it's about being here tonight, Zoe. There's no heavy message, it's just rock and roll, baby.
Simple.
And it's specially written for you right here tonight on the Zoe Green Show, because it's all happening. It's blues and beyond, and there couldn't be anything better than that, baby, especially the beyond bit.
So this is a recent song that you've written?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this how the sound for the album's going to be going? Is it kind of soul, straight Motown, straight
well,
blues?
like yeah, you know, as long as it's got a... well, let's go back to Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
If you know the album Kiln House, do what? Okay, if you know the album Kiln House, and which is where they used to live for a time, if you imagine the Towering Temptations in one corner of the living room at Kiln House, and Danny Kerwin in the other corner, the opposing corner, and they meet up and make the most beautiful sounds in the world, and awe-inspiring, nay. That's probably where our music's coming from.
So beautiful melting pot. I like it.
None the wiser.
I love it. We're going to be having some more live music from Melvin Hancox and his band later on in the show. But first of all, we're going to have one of your song choices from the immaculate Trevor Burton.
Oh!
Called Balls.
Yes, subtle stuff, eh?
Tell us about this one.
Okay, well, Balls was a band, it was Trevor's first post-move band, and well, as he said to me, his last shot at the big time with this single. And I mean, they recorded an album's worth of material that really didn't come out. Maybe it still will, but Fight for My Country, and I think it's just a cracking little tune, and it never did quite take, but I think it deserves airing. I'd love to see him play it live. I think all of us and Trevor should play it live together, actually.
Well,
I think that would be
there's
a
a proposal.
Proposition.
It's live on air now, so it's got to be done. Trevor, hope you're listening, because you're now contracted. Here we go. This is Fight for My Country, Balls. Fleetwood Mac coming your way. You're in the studio with me, Zoe Green, for Blues and Beyond, and we've got Melvin Hancox and his band. How you doing, boys?
Tickety boo.
Tickety boo.